Hi, my name's Katy and I am an artist and author of the Cat Inspector children's book, and I'm making these videos to help artists that are at the beginning of their journey, the start of their career, to just let them know the things that I would have liked to have known when I was starting out, so that they can maybe live off their income as an artist. I think the first thing that you have to decide is, what kind of artist are you? What kind of artist are you going to be? Where do you want to get to? And you've got to then believe and aim and ask in everything that you do, working towards that goal. And you've got to, don't listen to the naysayers, the people who say, you're never going to get there. Why bother trying? Get a proper job. Don't listen to them, because I can guarantee you one thing. If you do not try, you are never going to get there. So, let me give you an example of not bothering to try. Recently, I had a painting accepted for the Bentliff Art Award in the Maidstone Museum and Art Gallery. And they had a Visitor's Choice Prize there. The Visitor's Choice Prize is basically visitors will go and they will choose their favourite painting in the show, and the winner at the end of the 2 months would get the exhibition space for a certain amount of time in the future, just for them. So solo exhibition. It's a fantastic prize. I really wanted to win it. So I told my friends, my family, my mailing list, Facebook, Twitter, let everybody know that go and vote for me. Go and vote for my painting. It's in this exhibition. I even gave out pictures to some of my friends to sort of keep it in their minds that this thing was happening, and to go and vote when they were in Maidstone. But towards the end, I thought, the last day, I thought I'll go and have a look and see if what I've done has worked. So I went in and I counted my votes, and I had 12 votes, which I thought, this worked to some extent, but it wasn't enough. I looked at this other lady and she had 28 votes. And I thought, I might as well give up now. There's no way I'm going to win. She's obviously worked really hard to get that many votes. I don't, she deserves it. I don't deserve it. So, but then I thought, another part of me thought, well, do you know what? I've got nothing to lose now. I can either go home, tail between my legs, and not bother and just think, oh, well, I wasn't good enough. Or I can think, I'm going to try my best. I'm going to ask people, what's wrong with that? So I stood 100 yards away from the museum, and I said to people, are you going to the museum? And if they said yes, I said, would you mind going to the exhibition above the museum and consider voting for my painting? And as I did that, I handed them a flyer and I handed them a picture of the peacock. That was my painting of a peacock. I gave them a little print of it. I know that sounds a bit like bribery, but it was more, it was for two things really. One, a gift, so I was giving them something, so they felt more open to me. And another thing was to sort of break the ice, because it was easier for me. I felt more comfortable handing them something. It was quite scary to go up to complete strangers and say, excuse me, are you doing this? Because the first thing people think is you're trying to sell them something. So giving them something was a nice thing to do. And so, yeah, they would go in and they would vote for me. They were really cool. They would, it was great. I just had to ask. And I don't know how many votes I got. I knew I got a few votes. One lady came back and said, you've got a few votes now, you might win. And I don't think I have. Unfortunately, I can't give you a happy ending to the story because they haven't announced the results yet. But that's not the point. The point is, had I not asked, had I been too scared to ask, I would definitely not have won. So, you've got to deal with this fear. If you're one of these people, you may not be, but if you're one of these people who has this fear of either speaking to people, there was another time where I went and spoke to someone from BBC Radio 4 about my book, The Cat Inspector, and I was terrified. I was so nervous. And I spoke to a friend and she just said, just do it. Just do it. Don't worry about it. You don't want to be one of those people that worry about it. Just do it. And I did. And I was so relieved that I did it. I was so scared, but I was so relieved. So you've got that fear of speaking to people to get over. But also, I think for me, there was another fear there. And I thought about it and I thought, you know what? I think I was actually afraid that I might win. What a weird thing to be afraid of. But I think when you've had bad stuff happen in the past, you may be comfortable with that. You're comfortable with being treated badly or comfortable with bad things happening. So you don't expect very much. So if you carry on not winning, you feel that's comfortable. It's uncomfortable to actually have something good happen. But yet you really want that good thing to happen at the same time. So I think you've got to deal with this fear of speaking to people, but also the fear that actually something good might happen. So, yeah. I think you've also got to make clear as well, going back to what kind of artist you want to be. You've got to be clear about, what you want to be. I want to be as famous as David Hockney or Henry Moore or Jean Cocteau. And there's no reason why I can't be as famous as those people. Why you can't be as famous as those people. If you believe it, if you believe that you can be, and you don't have anybody, if you don't listen to anybody telling you that you can't. So I know that I'm as good as these guys because when I was at school, I made work. I did a maquette that was very like a sculpture that Henry Moore did. I did a photographic montage that was very like work of David Hockney. I did a pastel portrait that was very similar to stuff Jean Cocteau has done. And this was all done before I knew about these artists. This wasn't like I'd seen these artists and I copied their work. I did this and then I noticed that these artists had done very similar things to me. So I feel like there's no reason why I can't be like them. Like I can't produce that work and be in the galleries that they are in and be well known at the end of my journey, at the end of my, not necessarily the end of my life, hopefully before the end of my life, hopefully quite soon. So another thing is there's no reason why you can't start that journey right now to that goal that you've got. You've got no excuses. I know that sometimes I've been heard to say, I can't be that artist, the artist that I know that I can be. I can't be that artist right now. In the future, I'm going to be fantastic. I'm going to be great. I'm a genius. But right now, it's really hard for me. My personal circumstances, I can't go out at night. I can't go to networking events. I can't go to private views. Or it's very difficult for me to. I can't mix in the London art scene where I think everything's happening. And financially, it's difficult for me to get to these things. But that's no excuse. You need to start now, just as I've started. Make a video. In this day and age, you don't necessarily have to be in that room with those people. I mean, yeah, it's great if you can do it, but if you can't do it, there are other things you can do with the internet now, and videos and webcams and YouTube, which is free. So there are other ways of getting your message out. If you think about it, if you're an artist and you're starting out and you've got lots of questions, you're going to be typing into the internet, how do I do this? How do I do that? Well, if you're the person who's made the video saying this is how I've done it, that's one way of, let people know the successes that you've had. Let people know things like that. Be on video. Say, hi, this is me. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is what my art is about. So people will find you. And also you can spread the word as well, but hopefully more people will find you. So, yeah, start now. The reason why videos work, just as well as networking in a meeting, I mean, it was like when I was meeting these people and I was handing them things and I was saying, go and vote for me. we built up a rapport when we were speaking. One lady I remember really well, and we were chatting and we had a really good chat, and she was into art and it was lovely, and we had this great rapport. And I hope that the rapport is coming across in this video, and so you can understand that you can do that with video as well. And I don't know whether you're a friend or you have found me, you've just been searching on the internet and you've come and found me. But if so, that proves my point that the video networking works. So yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. I suggest you go and make a video right now and say, hi, this is me, this is my art, this is what I'm about. Post it up on YouTube. So I hope you go and create and make a difference, and I'll see you soon. Bye.